Hi, everyone online. Thanks for joining us. Hi, everyone in person. I think we'll continue a little bit from what we were working on Tuesday's class. In Tuesday's class, we were working on trying to release some tension out of the throat and through the chest and feel and work a little more with the strength through the upper back. So I think we'll continue on that path for a little bit today. So with that, starting either in a comfortable seated shape in a chair, if you're at home or in the office, on the floor, or you could lie on your back, okay? So either one of those shapes, you could start standing if you want. You just wanna find a shape that gives you time to relax into your body for a little bit. And we'll just take a moment here to settle. Intentionally slowing down. And as we intentionally slow down, bringing awareness and attention inward. And starting to open our awareness to the places in our bodies that feel comfortable, places in our bodies that feel strong, places in our body that might feel more relaxed. Just take a couple moments, pause and breathe. And opening our awareness to those places of resource. Finding some gentleness and some spaciousness in the body. And maybe there's places that don't feel extra comfortable or spacious today. We can still come into some of those places that might feel a little uncomfortable and just give them a little hello and acknowledge that they're there. You might take a moment to breathe into a few of those places that might feel a little unstable or uncomfortable. Places of tension. If you need some support, you could find a little more anchoring into the earth. You might find support by putting a hand on your heart and just softening, breathing, opening up to those places of mindful self-compassion, being really kind to yourself. Feeling your body breathing. We'll take a couple moments to settle into the inhale and the exhale. And adding the awareness of your breath, the full commitment exhale, letting go with your exhale. Nice, authentic, effortless inhale. And then as you feel maybe 2, 3, 4 more breaths, we're just going to be really quiet again so we can feel the breath and also hear your breath. What does your breath sound like? You might use the sound of your breath to help ground you and anchor you. And when you hear your next exhale, if you're seated, we'll slowly come onto your back. So your second exhale will be your cue to roll onto your back. And then we'll bring our arms. So we'll just crisscross the arms onto your collarbones. So right up there at the top of the shoulder area, you can feel those two bones. And just reminding yourself you have agency. So if something doesn't feel comfortable or safe, back out at any time. So we're just going to follow these collarbones from your sternum right here in the middle of your chest out to the top of the shoulder a couple times. And just palpate gently. And you might feel some tension, tightness in these muscles around here and this fascia. And we're going to let the hands just settle and follow your breath. So like we did on Tuesday, just to review, we followed these bones and we could feel when we inhale, these bones slide up. And when we exhale, they slide down. And they also roll a little bit like rolling pins. So when you inhale, they float up and then they roll back towards the shoulders floor. And when you exhale, they lower and roll back down. So there's a little bit of rolling. And as they exhale, they draw down out of your ears, pulling your neck muscles just a wee bit longer, letting go of neck tension. So let's try 2 long exhales, just with the intention of letting go of some tension through the back of the neck down into these big rope neck muscles. And then with your next inhale, we'll let go of this and take the arms up towards the ceiling. With an exhale, we'll take the arms out nice and wide like a T, and we're just going to hold the arms. So try to keep your arms up off of the floor, which will make your upper back muscles work a little more. So see if you can feel the middle back shoulder blade area, like the back of your heart, nice and wide. And then the back ribs really wide as you reach your fingertips out of the back body. So we're trying to wake up what we can't see, the back body. Just a little more feeling there. Take a nice inhale. When you feel, since your exhale, you're going to pull your arms up to the ceiling. 2 more like that. We're going to inhale, spread the arms nice and wide. You might start to feel the shoulder blades move, trying to keep your spine nice and set. Just moving the shoulder blades, moving the arms to the ceiling and back to the floor. Last one. And then when your arms come back up towards the ceiling, we'll pause. Bringing your hands behind your head so you could stack or interlace your hands. So just like you were going to do a sit up in about 10 seconds, let your elbows float up. So as you exhale, give the head extra weight into the hands. Really let the hands hold the back of your skull. You might drop your chin a little bit to give the neck, specifically the back of the neck, a little more length. Now, when you exhale, we're going to feel the ribs draw down and in that navel to spine feel. We're going to do 2 breaths like that to come back into engaged breathing. So remembering that important connection of ribs and abdominals. And then with the third exhale, the ribs draw down, the navel draws in. And from that connection, we can start to lift the head a little bit. Now, when your head lifts, drop it back into your hands again. Can you feel the back of the triceps into the back of the shoulder, into the blade a little more? So we want to keep strength and almost like we're using the arms to lift the head instead of your neck. So it might feel a little different using your arms than your neck. And then with an exhale, you're going to drop the ribs again and lift just a little bit higher. And then inhale nice and long through the spine, lower down. Okay, try 2 more. So exhale, feel the ribs and the abdominals connect. Like a seesaw, lift your head, connect the head into the arms, hold the head, lift a little bit higher with the exhale. Inhale, long spine, lower down. We'll do the last one here on your own. So just lifting when you're ready, noticing what you feel. And lower down if you haven't already. Keeping your hands behind your head. A little more challenging, we're going to bring the knees up over your hips. Give yourself 3 hamstring stretches. So just pushing your heels out and up to the ceiling and then bending. Just checking in, switching gears a little bit into your low back, through your glutes, into your hamstrings, back of the legs. And then with your knees bent, back in tabletop, pause. See if you can feel your knees a little more over your hips and less into your chest. So if you pull your knees way into your chest, you're going to roll into your low back. So we want the knees a little more in line with the hips. So we have a heavy back pelvis, sweet little lumbar curve. Now feel your exhale and lift the head from the arms. So you're going to do your little sit up, hold your sit up, stretch the hamstrings, heels to the ceiling, bend the knees, lower the head. 2 more. Exhale, lift, stretch, and lower. Last one. And then let everything come down. Arms can come down by your side. We'll rest for about 3 breaths. And then with your next exhale, bring your arms down by your hips, pelvis with your hands, palms facing down, thumbs in. So right here, you can keep your knees bent. And then we're going to float your arms just like a millimeter, an inch off the floor. So not very high, okay? Maybe not even as high as your hips, just barely off of the ground. And then we're going to exhale, sweep your pinky fingers out wide. And you're going to start to float your arms out towards your shoulders along the floor. Rotate your palms, rotate your arms so your palms face up. And then stretch the arms overhead. And then you're going to take the arms out and down. So you'll lead with your pinky fingers going down. And then you'll rotate your arm bones so your palms face down and the thumbs come back in by your hips. You're going to do 2 more. So you lead with the pinky fingers out. When the arms get about as high as your shoulders, your arm bones rotate so your palms face up. And you stretch overhead, maybe your thumbs touch. And then you lower from your pinky fingers, you rotate so your arms, palms face down, and 1 more on your own. Might feel a little bit like you're doing a sun salutation on your back. And then the next time your arms come down to your sides, 3 breath break, coming back to your experience, back to your body, breathing, check back in with yourself. And then bringing your left knee back up over your left hip, right knee over the right hip. You're going to take your arms, hands, and hold on to the back of your legs. Okay, and with quite a bit of strength, push your legs away, which will pull your arms down out of your ears. Okay, so you're going to hold on pretty tight. And as you pull your legs away or push your legs, however you want to think about it, feel it, your arm bones are going to pull down out of your ears. You're going to exhale, connect your ribs and abdominals, and do a little bit of a sit-up. And you're going to keep your legs pushing, 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 pushing so much that you roll up to sitting without tightening your neck. Sweet. And then we're going to have our legs out in front, hands on the back of the legs, and exhale the shoulders down out of the ears. Can you keep your shoulders down out of your ears as you sit back and as you pull yourself forward? You can hold on to the back of the legs, or you can take your arms out in front. Try not to hike the shoulders up though. Use your abdominals more than your shoulders. We'll do 3 more. And then we'll pull yourself up to sitting. Now you can either sit with bent knees or you can bring your legs out in front of you. All right. So we're going to rotate so your palms face down. Okay. And we're going to pull the right arm back and look over the right shoulder. And then you're going to push the right arm forward, pull the left arm back, look over the shoulder. Okay. So abdominals, lower abdominals really support the lower lumbar spine. So from your navel down to your pubic bone, including that lower lumbar spine, we're not really encouraging a lot of movement. We want this movement to be more up in the rib cage, less in the low back. So definitely some core stabilization. Okay, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. You're gonna pull your right elbow back and then open the arm. And then reach the arm around. Your right arm will probably be longer than your left. Pull your left elbow back, open, and reach, reach, reach. Like really want something out in front of you. And we're gonna do 2 more on each side. This is a nice place to reconnect to navel and spine. So you're sitting up nice and tall through the low back. If you need to bend your knees, always adjust. Great, last one here to the left. If you're falling a little bit behind or you're way ahead of us, just pause if you're behind. We're all gonna bring our arms down, give you time to catch up. Shoulders can soften down. You could cross your hands, bring them to your collarbones. We'll pause for about 3 breaths. And again, just as you exhale here, now give your collarbones a little physical pull down out of your ears. So when you exhale, help the collarbones pull down. 2 more breaths. Right, and then we're gonna let that go. And just wake up your wrists a little bit. So let's bring your arms out in front and then make kind of railroad tracks and bring them together. Ooh, and push. And then open the palms. And you want to push the heel of your hand up and pull your knuckles down and work here with flexion. At the same time, really push your arms together. Fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to go sideways if it works, right? You can go a little more into the shoulder by lifting up. Okay, if that's hurting, definitely come down, but you can work on lifting the elbows a little bit higher. And then the hands are going to come together. We'll interlace, and then we're just going to go side to side. Great, and then you can make little wrist circles. Let's do 3 in each direction. Are your shoulders getting tired? Mine are like crushed. They're really tired. But I'm going to smile through it. And then I'm going to release. Woo. All right, tabletop. All right, so we should be ready for tabletop. So taking every single thing we just did, all of these last exercises, like pre-tabletop exercises, hands nice and strong underneath you. Meet your wrists where where they're at. So if you need to walk your knees back or your hands forward, do that. Pressing down. You should hopefully feel your palm a little bit like a suction cup. So we're not trying to push the palm super deep into the earth, okay? So the palm's a little bit like a suction cup, and then build from strength. So symmetry from your ears to your shoulders, to your ribs, to your hips. Your friends are coming over and they have to eat off your back, right? You ran out of furniture, you want really strong table. And then from here, we're going to take your right leg straight back. And now we're going to work a little bit back in the hamstrings. So don't forget to soften through the shoulders, check the chest that you're not gripping in your armpits. And then you're going to lift and lower your right leg 3 times, trying not to wobble side to side. Shoulders down out of your ears. Next time your right leg's up, pause. Check and see how it's feeling through your neck and your shoulders and your armpits. Point your right toe and then bend and straighten the right knee 3 times. Good. When your knee's bent and your toes are pointed, you're going to hold. And now you're going to draw your knee all the way up into your chest. And then kick your leg with control back up to the ceiling. Okay, so you're swinging your leg with control. So as you swing the leg, try not to lower or swing the low back. Nice and super strong through the back. Last one, when your toes are back up towards the ceiling. Slowly extend the leg, straightening it. Flexing, pointing the toes to the floor. Lower the leg and bring it back to tabletop. We're going to pause for 3 breaths. If you need to shake out your wrists, sit back and shake out your wrists. Now the left leg comes straight back. Tabletop with a straight leg. Symmetry. Try not to hike the shoulders. Can you feel that strength underneath the upper back as you start to lift and lower the left leg? Still connected navel to spine. And then when the leg lifts, we bend it for 3. Point the left toes, and then it's like that leg knee scoop up and point. Can you feel how stable your shoulder blades are on your back? So I'm going to switch gears from what's going on in the left hip to the back. Can you feel those 2 shoulder blades really solid and strong in relationship to swinging the legs? Because we're swinging the legs, we need those shoulder blades to be so stable. And then we come back, straighten the left leg, point the toes down, lower it slowly, come back to tabletop and sit back. You can sit on your heels. I'm going to bring your arms straight out in front. All right, so here back there, shoulder blades. So in your own understanding, we want to feel the shoulder blades. So some of us might draw the arm bones straight back. Feel the shoulder blades nice and firm. And then we're going to reach the arms forward. Pull the arm bones back. Slide the shoulder blades forward. Now, being really mindful that we're not doing this in the rib cage. We're just trying to stabilize the rib cage. So this is abdominal strength with some back muscle strength. And just move the arms in the sockets. 2 more. Okay, then you're going to reach your arms forward and slide them up. We're going to make goalposts. Okay, and then we're going to push down and come up and stretch overhead. Sit back and come up. So you're going to get some hip flexion. You're sitting back and coming up. Maybe push your pubic bone forward if you want a little extension. 2 more. Next time you come up to kneeling, just a nice upper body stretch. And then exhale, rotate your palms forward and find your table. From this table, get into your hands, pull your hip creases way back, okay? So from here, it's going to be a little bit different. You got to really stabilize that upper back because you're going to come to floating table to downward facing dog. Sweet, and then you're going to find your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, pull your hip creases back. See how long you can feel from the crown of your head. So like the crown, top of your head's going towards the floor. Your tailbone's going the opposite direction, long spine for 2 breaths. When you're ready, feel your exhale and walk your hands and feet together. Press down. When you're ready, exhale, come all the way on up, full body stretch. Inhale, fold forward. Exhale, lift your chest. Inhale, fold. Step back, downward facing dog. Good. Exhale, tabletop. See if you can feel those shoulder blades. Nice and strong, firm on your back. So shoulder blades are pressing down. Take a breath. See if you can feel the back ribs lift to meet the shoulder blades. Let the shoulders soften down out of your ears. Left leg steps back. Maybe your right leg steps back. So if straight arm plank's a little too much, keep your right knee down. Taking a couple moments to lengthen, feeling that posterior long back body strength. Next exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Then we walk your feet and hands back together. Bend your knees, exhale, come all the way on up. Inhale, arms to your side. Sweet, let's step your feet wide. Yeah. So pat your left leg because we all want to go together. We're going to lift the left heel. And we're going to watch the left leg or feel the left leg roll in. And then we're going to lift your right heel, toes and externally rotate the right leg. All right. So with your hands on your pelvis and your legs nice and anchored into the ground, soften your shoulders, soften your chest, maybe even soften your throat and your eyes. With an exhale, bend your right knee just to, where you feel like, okay, that's where I should put my right knee. Look down, see if you can see your right big toe. Great, and then let your arms just hang in front of you. Great, we're gonna exhale, sweep the arms out all the way wide, rotate and pull them up to the ceiling. Remember we did this on the floor? And then with an inhale, you're gonna bring your arms down, rotate so your palms face in. Good, we'll do this one really slow. Exhale, when your arms get as high as your shoulders, pause, Rotate the arm. So the arm moves in the socket, palms face up, and they reach up to the ceiling. Good. Then we take the arms down. When they get about shoulder height, we rotate the palm down and bring the arm in. Good. Straighten the right leg. Roll the right leg in. Roll the left leg out. Ground and bend your left knee to your capacity. Pause that you feel strong and stable. Bring your arms down. Exhale, arms sweep out. They rotate and lift up. Excellent. And they come down and rotate. So I'm going to be quiet so you can listen to your breath and feel that rotation of the arm in the socket. Great. And then straightening the left leg. We'll rotate both legs. So we're just standing with a wide stride again. So taking your arms out about as high as your shoulders. So you have your shoulders, right? You have a socket, and then you have the ball inside it. So we're going to roll the balls around of the arms in the sockets. So one arm going externally, the other arm going internally. Right? So if you roll your shoulders in, you're going to, round your back. Trying to keep the back lifted and just move the arms. It's kind of confusing sometimes. Great. And then let the arms come down. Great. Left leg's going to roll in, right leg's going to roll out. You're going to bend your right knee again. We're going to exhale, sweep the arms out, warrior two. So they come shoulder height. Pause to soften through the throat. All the way back to the beginning of class where we are holding the arms on the floor a little more from the back. Remember when we laid on our back and made T's? Great, and then you're gonna rotate the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Tip at your hip, put your right elbow on your right leg. Good, then we're gonna do 3 arm circles with your left arm. And then you're gonna reverse and go the opposite way. Just getting that arm moving around. And next time that left arm comes up towards the ceiling, pause. Exhale, navel to spine. So get nice and connected again into your lower abdominals and maybe spin your chest a little bit up towards the ceiling. 3 breaths. A little more challenging, the right elbow floats off of the knee. Next place we're going to come is up to that warrior two. I'm going to take the arms out again from the upper back, soften the shoulders. Exhale, straighten the legs, sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Hold the arms up as you roll your right leg in and your left leg out, warrior two. Left side. Give yourself a couple breaths to build the shape. Great. Exhale, sweep your arms up and tip over. Great. And then from here, 3 nice big circles. Try to keep your ribs down and in. You can reverse. And when that right arm's up towards the ceiling, pause. Good. So you're pressing down to extend and lift and spread across your collarbones. Great, a little more challenging. The left elbow can float up. Exhale, you have to find your warrior two next. You don't have to, but we're going to. Warrior two. Can you feel that strength from the back of the shoulder blades? So if you took Your heart, what's your back heart feel like all the way under the shoulder blades through your triceps? And then ground down, exhale, straighten the arms and the legs. Great, wide leg forward fold. You're gonna just fold forward. Hands can come to the floor, your shins or your thigh bones. Pay close attention to your low back, to your hamstrings. No need to overdo this. And then with an exhale, lift your chest. So you're more in like a wide leg table. Take your arms, if you want more challenge, take your arms out wide like T's. Exhale, pull your arms all the way on up and come on up to standing. Great, take your arms into goal posts. Okay, remember the arm bone rotation. So try not to roll your shoulders, just try to roll your arms and bring yourself to scarecrows. And then bring your arms down behind you. And then from behind you, you're kind of giving that person behind you a little bit of a high five. So just extending and being really mindful that you're not pushing your rib cage forward, right? It's really easy to do this kind of thing. So we're trying to really stabilize the pelvis, the low back and your mid back, and just kind of open more through the chest in relationship, right, to that really strong core. Next time your arms are back behind you, pause and pull your fingers down and lift your chest. So how long can you feel through your spine? How strong can you feel through your legs? And then with an exhale, pull your hip creases back and fold forward. Keep your fingers really pulling back out of your ears in opposition. And you can go over as far as feels okay for you. So your fingers, arms, keep pulling away. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, by all means, bend your knees a little bit. We'll take 3 breaths. And then we're going to come all the way on up slow enough that you can swing your arms forward to come back up. When you get back up, take your pubic bone and let it come forward a little bit. Tip your hip bones back to get some pelvic hip extension. And then lift your chest and see if you can feel a little bit of like a baby cobra. And then we're going to exhale, fold all the way over again. Arms swing back to lift back up. Good, one more time, swing all the way on up, extension. So your pubic bone comes forward, you're lifting up and over, long spine, exhale. Super strong in your low navel area. So you keep your belly engaged with that belly to spine engagement. And then this time, exhale, just let your arms come down to the floor. Yoga crawl, however you're, and bring your hands out in front, feet to the back. We got to find downward facing dog. So you might not be facing that way on your mat. So that's that yoga crawl piece. And we take 2 breaths in your down dog, and then we lower down to our knees. Re-find your tabletop. And in this tabletop, we're going to slide your shoulders forward. Okay, so your shoulders are coming forward over your hands, but your shoulder blades are going down. So pull your collarbones down out of your ears, your shoulder blades down. Knit your ribs. Great. If you want to do a couple push-ups here, then you could do a couple push-ups. You know, hold, pull your navel up into your back to protect your low back. Sweet. And then push all the way back to your child's pose and let go of all of that and just come back to your experience. Remember all those places of resource? Coming back into those places of strength and comfort, of ease in your body. And we'll take 3 breaths. And then when you hear your next exhale, one more time, come up to your tabletop. So knowing everything we know now about tension in the collarbones and the neck, try to keep your arms, right, really strong and firm in the sockets, and then your shoulders a little lower out of your ears, okay? Try not to hike your shoulders. See if you can feel that strength in the back body as you pull your chest forward. Now, as you pull your chest forward, pull your navel up and get really long and strong. Now you might be becoming more like an upward facing dog. You might push into the tops of your feet and even lift your knees up. That might work. You might have your knees down. You might do a couple push-ups. You might be like, whoa, I am exhausted and I'm going back to child's pose. So finding a place of challenge here for about 5 more breaths. And then when you're ready, we're all going to lower down onto our bellies. We're going to take all the limbs out really long and wide. You can spread your arms and your legs about as wide as your mat. Tuck your chin. And breathe 3 deep breaths into your back. And then engage your navel to your spine. So as you exhale, find that engaged breathing. Engaged abdominals. Inhale, all the limbs lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, stretch and lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more, go for length. How long can you feel as you lift everything? You want to feel longer than higher. You got it, you got it. And then 1 more, and then everything comes down and you just rest. And just let everything rest into the floor. You could put your hands underneath your forehead and breathe in your back. And coming back to your breath and your experience. Feeling whatever you're feeling, noting, sensing. And then rolling onto your back. When you get onto your back, draw your knees all the way up into your chest, make a little tiny ball and rock a little bit side to side just to kind of give your low back a little bit of release. And then bringing your feet down, bringing your arms to the side. And coming back to your experience. And as we come back to our experiences, can we come back with a little more curiosity through a lens of self-kindness and compassion, being kind to ourselves, gentle. We always take the last part of class for self-care. So taking the last couple minutes here on your own, maybe you want to do some stretches. Maybe you want to just hang out, lie on your back, daydream, breathe, rest. Kind of looking ahead at what you have going on the rest of the day into the weekend. How can just the next minute and a half, 2-3 minutes, just really help you feel more grounded, more connected through the rest of your day. Take the next few minutes in silence and then be back for a short gratitude practice. Just noticing your experience. And then the practice of letting go, coming back to your breath. Feeling, sensing one full inhale, one full exhale. When you feel your next exhale, we'll slowly start to bend your knees, drawing your knees into your chest. And rolling over to the easiest side and coming up to sitting. When you make it up to sitting, pausing for just about half a minute, drawing your awareness to 2 or 3 things you're extremely grateful for, and taking a moment to really recognize, feel, and take a breath for each one. And one more full inhale, exhale, letting your eyes gently open. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being part of the community. High fives. Thanks. Happy Friday.